Is it possible that Demon in the White House, the newest shock doc that just launched on Discovery Plus on November 26th, is actually a mockumentary and not a documentary? Even though you'll see some familiar faces in it, paranormal experts, which don't even get me started on all of that. But there are some respected paranormal celebrities that are featured, such as Dave Schrader and Jeff Bellinger. But what's it based on? And who wrote it? Which right implies fiction, doesn't it? Not always. We know a lot of things are written that are nonfiction also, but I have some jaw-dropping information that I got from Alex Matsuo from the spooky stuff, which Alex, if you watch this or if you know her and I said her last name wrong, I'm sorry. I'm just going to refer to her as Alex from now on. But let's jump into a tweet that she tagged me in that blew my mind. Okay, thanks so much for tuning in. In case this is your first time here, you don't know, my name is Courtney Maroc. I'm the host and guide of Haunt Jaunts. And today we're going to talk a little bit about Demon in the White House, which I wrote about because I get, a lot of press releases from Discovery Plus Travel Channel, and I'll publish them. I don't always watch everything. I don't have time to do all of that all the time. And some things interest me more than others. Demons, I have to say, don't really interest me all that much. I'm kind of over the demon thing. I was over the demon thing before it even started because I don't really believe in demons. A lot of people say, oh my God, don't say that. Demons will come and get you. Well, I have personal demons. I know. Welcome. Come visit me, demons. I have my own demons. You're more than welcome to hang out with them. Sometimes I let mine come out and play. Not always, but sometimes. Anyway, so I mostly believe that demons are an excuse for people to blame things sometimes that are outside of your control. We all have bad luck or bad circumstances or whatever. But when your behavior, you've done something and you're trying to blame a demon, I have a lot of issues with that. So I own up. If I do something bad, I can say, oh yeah, it was the demons inside of me. But I know those demons are very interwoven into the fabric of my being because we all have good and we all have bad. So, but enough about all of that. I'm getting distracted because I'm getting angry because I don't like where I didn't watch the documentary, but I watched Alex's assessment of it. And she's very fair and level-headed. Her video, I'll post a link in here if I can or somewhere. I don't know how to do that, but I'll get it to you. Or you can go to hauntjaunts.net where I also wrote about this, and I definitely shared her video there so you can see. But she's very fair and very well spoken, and she just kind of lays out the facts that the documentary it brings some truthful into it because yes, some of the first ladies did hold seances there, but are they to blame for bringing a demon in? And is there a demon in the White House? Which don't even get me started on the political side of all of that, because if you're a Republican right now, you believe a demon is in the White House. And for the last 4 years, if it was vice versa. You believed if you were a Democrat, you believed there was a demon in the White House. So anyways, we won't get into all of that, but I was shocked because Priscilla Bettis, who is a wonderful, I just admire, I've never met her, but she comments on almost all of my posts, and she's I think she calls herself an aspiring horror writer, but she's an amazing person. I wish there were more Priscillas in the world, but she left a comment, which her comments often do. They either inform me of something else or spark a new idea, which this has sparked all kinds of stuff because she both informed me of something I didn't know, and it sparked a lot. So I had written about, Demon in the White House. It was coming out. And then she wrote, hey, this kind of reminds me of a book by Andrew Pyper. I learned a lot about the Pierce presidency and all of that. And it had to do with, seances in the White House and all this other stuff. So I didn't know if the book, all I knew was Andrew Pyper. I didn't know if it was fiction or nonfiction. So I went to check it out because Priscilla also reads a lot. And some of her, every quarter, she does one sentence reviews of everything she's read, which if you read any of those and you're a reader at all, even if you're just a little reader like me, like I used to be a voracious reader, but even at my most voracious, I know one of Priscilla's quarters, maybe I would have done in 8 months. I don't know. I don't even know if that's true. She's amazing. So anyways, then she writes these great, one sentence reviews, and I found a lot of stuff through her. So I really trust when she says that she's read something, if it, was good, bad, check it out, don't check it out. She has not steered me wrong yet. Anyway, so I went to go find Andrew Pyper's book. It was called The Residence. It is fiction. It's a novel. So I was like, well, that's interesting. But when I read the synopsis, I was like, holy crap, it sounds exactly like Demon in the White House. Did they base it on his book? Which, no, that's ridiculous. It's a documentary, right? Well, you would think, which I did. I just thought, well, that just seems ludicrous. But maybe he'll be in it. Maybe he'll be one of the experts. So, it came out. I was busy doing Thanksgiving stuff on Thanksgiving weekend, and I didn't watch I had a chance to screen the documentary. I just didn't have time. So next thing you know, this week I come back from break. All of a sudden, here's a tweet from Alex. I think it was yesterday, saying, well, I knew that Demon in the White House was based or might have been based on Andrew Pyper's book or on a book. And she shared a comment. She had made a video, that I think I've said all this before, but anyway, she made a video basically reviewing Demon in the White House that said, how bad is it? Sounds pretty bad. And actually, if she's not the only one, because how IMDb ranks things. Well, I think it's like hovering at a 3.9 or a 4, which is really low even for a shock doc. Anyway, so let me read you the comment that the producer left, because see if it makes your jaw drop also. Okay, the review is from Divvy Crockett, and it says, thanks for the review. I will say, however, you don't mention that this is based on a book called The Residence by Andrew Pyper. If you had researched the project, then this doc would make a whole lot more sense. I think she said sense, but I think she meant sense, and you might reconsider your critique. But either way, glad you watched it and always happy to see reviews, bad or good. As for the photo by Abby, we had a few people pushing for that photo. And as far as I have seen, that debunking is questionable, but either way, it's entertainment. Best. What is she? I think she's talking about the photo is entertainment. And I don't know what this photo is, but wait, what? And so when it says that you don't mention that this book is based on a book, or you don't mention in your review that it's based on a book called The Residence. Yeah, it's a novel. It's not real. So should we infer from that it it's okay to make a mockumentary? Is it a mockumentary though? Because normally mockumentaries are, more comedy, poking fun at stuff. Which, are they poking fun at our intelligence, thinking that, anything they put out there we'll believe it's fiction? I mean, they've done it before. I'll just throw out Helltown, for instance. That was labeled as a docudrama, but it's based on pure fiction, but they sold it as a documentary. And now they're doing this with Demon in the White House. And Alex really said, they really felt that they were trying to force the demon narrative, which I feel they tried to force the demon narrative on almost everything. But really, I never had really heard that I've heard the White House is haunted by various ghosts, but I've never really ever heard that there's a demon in the White House. Again, without putting any political connotations on it. Anyway, so what are your thoughts about that? Do you feel a little bit gypped, or do you feel, oh, sure, that's fine? Andrew Pyper based his novel on some factual things that did happen, because the Pierces and Mary Todd Lincoln did hold seances and they did lose children. But does that mean that they, conjured up demons? And then the Fox sisters were there. That's true too. But Alex really took exception to a lot of things, how the Fox sisters were portrayed, how, even the first wives were sort of portrayed and kind of like a blame that somehow they are responsible for any demon, which I don't know. She also brought up that there's some Native American history and other things that just weren't even considered or looked at. So it's kind of disappointing, which I have to admit, most of the shock docs are a little bit disappointing and very slanted. They're always very slanted to one side or another. But this is a whole new kind of a slant. It's a little bit egregious and irresponsible to pass something off as truth or nonfiction when, come on. And Andrew Pyper, I think I mentioned too, he wrote this, so he's involved, which is fine. I am not saying his book actually has a lot of great reviews and it sounds very interesting, but that's fine for fiction. But are we really going to blur the lines now like this? And is that kind of the danger of, like, when they brought Eli Roth in now for, A Ghost Ruined My Life and the Haunted Museum? It's, this fact fiction stuff is blurring the lines into just pure entertainment, which is fine. But I don't know, the cross is hard, because a lot of people take what they see on those paranormal shows as gospel, and frankly, a lot of it is BS. And I think this could start a whole new tide, because I do see it a little bit on Twitter with, there's definitely a certain faction that is like, yo, this sucks. I mean, let's just not mince words. This sucks. And it's not good. It's just not good. So anyways, but you tell me your thoughts. Do you think it's a mockumentary, or can it still be considered a documentary? Because there are experts that are weighing in with some information, but there's also dramatic reenactments, and they're pushing a certain narrative that isn't exactly true. So I'm struggling. So help me out. Let me know your thoughts. And thank you for tolerating me with this little feisty today. I had to didn't get home till late last night because, well, actually it was very early this morning. We had to take my husband to the hospital. He's fine, but we had to sit in the ER for 5 hours, and that was not fine. But he's fine. Nothing was actually wrong. Who knows what he did, but he's fine. That's important. I'm just tired and clearly cranky. So thank you so much for tuning in. And now, before I bid you adieu, I'll just make one last press that you can, give me a like and subscribe and leave a comment with your thoughts, because I do want to know what you think about all of this. As always, thanks so much for tuning in. And until next time, ciao for now.